Ideas that have helped mankind by Bertrand Russell. Critical appreciation. With utmost caution, ideas that have helped mankind tells us that much of the human progress in the intellectual and moral sphere has come out of rational and undogmatic approach to things but adds that advancement in morality and politics can have disastrous consequences for the future of human civilization. Before talking up the ideas that have helped mankind, Russell thinks it necessary to discuss as to what kind of effect on mankind must we consider at help. One may think that mankind is helped when the number of human beings in the world increases so that they are better able to hold their own against other species. Making mankind happier can constitute still another conception of helpful ideas. Ideas may also be described as helpful when they make a greater diversity of experience available to mankind. Increase in knowledge can be still another such criterion, while making human beings more friendly can also be regarded as a helpful idea. In reality, all these aspects are a part of Russell's definition of helpful ideas. Ideas have definitely helped mankind in respect of increasing their numerical strength on Earth. In prehistoric times, human beings were leading a very dangerous life because of the threat of beasts, as we feel difficulty in securing food as compared to other animals. Man must have been at a great disadvantage in some aspects. But man could exist and flourish in spite of these disadvantages because he had the overwhelming advantage of ideas, and these ideas were communicative since they could be handed down from generation to generation. Russell, however, is not certain that this increase in numbers is really a matter of rejoicing. Also, in some respects, ideas have definitely helped mankind to become less and less like animals. Acquired skills derived from ideas play a very great part in human life. Moreover, forethought and planning have been having a progressively greater role in human life. In these two respects, ideas have helped mankind to become different from animals in a positive sense. Russell is not sure that ideas have added to human happiness. It is true that a large number of birds die due to starvation because they lack memory and foresight, which could induce them to make provisions against this in summer. When food is plentiful, man possesses both foresight and memory, and yet perhaps a larger percentage of mankind dies of starvation in different parts of the world. Ideas have become the cause of unhappiness for each starvation. Death involves a long misery and apprehension for the victim and concern among his friends and relations. Mankind suffers not only actual evils but also those which its intelligence tells it to be probable. The consequence is worry and general lack of joy. In this respect, ideas have not been of any help. However, ideas have certainly provided us with a greater diversity of enjoyments. Animals are incapable of enjoying many recreations which entertain mankind. Music, poetry, games, and drink give no pleasure to animals. It may be argued that it is in respect of intellectual and moral qualities and not the multiplicity of number of pleasures that man man has achieved glory through ideas. Thus, ideas that have helped mankind may be divided into two categories: those that are contributed to knowledge and technique, and those that are capable of contributing to moral and politics. Ideas become a permanent possession of human race as ideas have contributed to human race and welfare from the very infancy of human race. As a valuable idea which helped early man was that of the use of fire for cooking food and keeping harmful animals away, use of language for communication, ideas for taming of animals, invention of agriculture for food production are all these ideas that have passed from generation to generation since the very beginning. Considerable advance in ideas was made in early historic times. Mathematics and astronomy were the fields in which advances took place first of all. Both these began in Babylonia, several thousand years before the Christian era. It were Greeks who carried forward these ideas and contributed many of their own. Greeks made most amazing progress in maths and astronomy. Mathematics was only a gentlemanly pursuit with them. They did not use it in the service of technological progress. Greeks did not use astronomy for utilitarian purpose as well. They discovered that the earth is round and also correctly calculated its size. Except for the work done by the early Greeks, that done by 17th century discoveries like Galileo, Newton and Leibniz is greater and more sudden than any that had been done in entire history of mankind till then. It was out of principles of dynamics discovered by Newton and Galileo that the weapons of war, except for the atomic bomb that are still in use today, were developed. 19th century advances in geology and biology had a far-reaching impact on Christian faith, especially among the scientists who could not but recognize the theological claim that Bible was a factually and scientifically accurate account of the origin of the world. There were interesting speculations about whether it was the Peking man or the Neanderthal man who ate the forbidden fruit and thus brought sin upon his descendants. The soul as an actual entity had now to be rejected by rational people. Looked at from the moral point of view, man is a strange blend of the angel and the devil. He can feel and appreciate the delicate and tender beauties of nature. Mean nothing to other animals, he also has moments of insight due to which he is able to think as to how life ought to be lived. Universal love and brotherhood are ideals which have captivated many men. On the other hand, we have human greed, cruelty, indifference, and excessive pride. Men have perpetrated terrible atrocities on each other as the Germans did on Jews during World War II. The reason for all this is that moral ideas do not develop at the same level as do political ones, but either the one or the other is seen to lag behind. Two of the other watchwords of French Revolution, namely liberty and equality, have a religious origin. Equality was a feature of the Orphic societies in ancient Greece. Slaves and women enjoyed equality of status with Greek citizens in these societies. The word liberty has carried different connotations. In the international sphere, it means the freedom of a nation from foreign domination. In the individual sphere, it means the right of the citizen to pursue his legitimate profession, and interest, but it should be subjected to restraint. The idea of liberty and equality is associated with law. Law can be administered only by a government, and government alone can enforce and ensure individual liberty. Russell seems to suggest that there should be some international understanding on the subject so that certain basic rights are enjoyed by the people all over the world. To conclude, Russell's aim in this essay is to make a plea against superstition and irrationality and in favor of tolerance, charity, and liberal outlook on life. Moreover, Russell gives different ideas that can help mankind, like the formation of world government. He is in the favor that poverty should be abolished all over the world, and it would not be necessary for anyone to work for more than 4 to 5 hours a day. There would be an increase in leisure and a further reduction and control over disease. Man must make the crucial decision as whether it wants happiness and security through international government or unprecedented disaster through a nuclear war.